We got a lot of questions from students on all sides about the acquisition. And the cool thing is that they're pretty consistent across the board, no matter if they were students at Linux Academy originally or students at ACG originally. Believe it or not, the number one was, I have a membership, one of the platforms. So can I start having access to the other one? That was the number one question that came through, and very understandably so. Our response to that, it's really trying to show the work and the effort that goes into those seamless experiences and a great learning experience. And so it takes time to build that together. It takes time to get these courses efficiently put together so they can access them. It takes time to build everything on the back end. It takes time to ensure that their data will pull over. And so being able to paint that picture that it's coming, yes, we have done this acquisition, but it takes time to ensure that you're going to be taken care of. And so we've had really good feedback from that. And just being able to be transparent and talk to them like humans about what's happening.
Between things like authentication, between things like activity tracking, between things like like video migration and trying to consolidate these subsystems that each company and engineering team had, I think it presents a lot of complexities that from the outside in you just don't see.
We didn't come into this and say we're just going to hustle for 6 months. We did a lot of smart decisions. We did a lot of soft launches. We did a lot of things to make sure that the impact of everything being Go was going to be mitigated all along the way. We've done lots of little incremental pieces, very special when we bring the two together.
We make the best decisions with the best data that we have at the time in terms of what we deliver to students. But if the ratings tell us otherwise, we have to be prepared to pivot.
The whole point of this acquisition is to be able to give our customers the best of both products, the best of both worlds in one offering and one subscription. It's very clear that both products were used for different reasons and for different parts of a customer's journey. So it's very important that customers knew that we're very mindful of that and respectful of that. And the point is to bring both products together in a really positive and value add way.
Hello Cloud Gurus. Today we're going to be making one of these, which is an Amazon Echo, out of one of these, which is a Raspberry Pi.
Hello Cloud Gurus and welcome to AWS This Week.
The combined organization will now have more educators than Linux Academy and A Cloud Guru separately.
Howdy Cloud Gurus and welcome to the premiere episode of Azure Service Spotlight.
Welcome to my AWS Certified Alexa Skill Builder Specialty Certification course.
We want every educator to be genuine, to be themselves, but we're also giving them some advice and some tips and hints to really bring out that energy, that humor, the kind of the engaging storytelling that we know our students love.
I really want to help all of our training architects inject their personality into it. Now that doesn't mean that I want everybody to tell silly dad jokes like I like to do at times, but it does mean that if you have a certain, like if you love to go hiking, why not incorporate a hiking theme into your course or your material? Why not have that as part of your personality so that people come to the platform both for the content, but also because they want to see that next course by that presenter or that training architect.
Time zones. Goodness gracious, in the content team, we have 8 time zones represented throughout the world. And there's really no good single overlapping time frame where we can all collaborate and meet. It's really hard to get everybody included at the same time. Somebody's going to be up at 6 o'clock or somebody's going to be up at 10 p.m. It's just one of those things.
So the time zone challenges can be pretty significant, especially as we have to band together quite quickly to start creating and delivering great content for our community. So how we achieve our goals, I think we do this in 3 different ways. And first of all is setting up really strong, solid asynchronous tooling and systems so that at any one point in time, any team member just knows where something is at. Second of all is, I think, injecting a lot of flexibility in the way that we work. So that might mean, for example, if you're in Australia, that you might start your workday a little bit earlier and wrap up earlier. And lastly, it's just about having a lot of patience and grace and understanding of each other and knowing that, yes, things may slip from time to time, but that it's okay. And that we're all in this together and that we can find a way forward.
I have a co-lead essentially that is in America. He's actually in New York, which is kind of a bit tricky because of the massive time difference between Australia and New York. I think it's like 11 hours.
We did stand downs. So when the Australian teams finished up for the day, where we were left off, within our current work. And then the US teams, when they wake up in the morning, they would be able to read those stand downs and know what to work on next.
This is not your typical 9-to-5 job. And, you know, that's largely driven by the fact that we are not only a global business, we are also in the middle of an integration. And so that obviously it's hard work. And, you know, there has to be a flexibility to sometimes work funky hours.
When the day's done, turn the computer off and go home and spend time with your family and take care of yourself. And when you're doing that, as you're doing that, the other time zone is just waking up and getting the day going, and they got a million Slack messages going and they're sending emails. It's hard. It's really hard to keep that balance and not go, oh, what are you talking about? Oh, what are you talking about?
We had planned a lot more for March and April to bring more people face to face over those months, and that was completely derailed by the COVID-19 pandemic.
When I think about what it meant for our customers specifically, in this scenario, it wasn't just about bringing, you know, 2 content catalogs together and 2 platforms together, but it was also about doing it in an environment where this was even more important, that they had access to online education, that they could accelerate their move to the cloud. And so I think it created an additional sense of urgency around the mission that we were trying to accomplish for our customers, whether those were our large enterprise businesses or our individual subscribers who, you know, were finding themselves in many places, you know, looking for a new career.
We basically had to overnight ask half the company, not all of our employees, because about 75% of Linux Academy's team was already remote. But we had to have the whole other half of the company learn overnight how to work from home, sometimes with their spouse or their partner in the house or their flatmates, sometimes with even their kids. And that has been massively disruptive. There's no getting around that. But what I think the whole leadership team has been really proud of is how our employees have actually managed that transition. And I think for the most part, people have been able to make that transition from being in office to working from home.
Now it's not like half the team is remote while the other half is in an office and someone's missing out on some sort of experience or someone's not used. It's like we're all kind of just forced to figure it out together. So I don't think it's a bad thing.
So what's happened is it's kind of had to force everyone to learn the new communication style and be flexible much faster. It's forced people to get to know one another in different ways and be creative. And I think it's just kind of forced everyone to be more empathetic faster as well, right? Because now we all are dealing with this. We understand the struggles of having to figure out timelines and data integrations and team structures and everything remote.
Being able to stay home and stay focused has really, I think, helped more than it's hurt.
You are very lucky because you're about to get our combined catalog of Linux Academy and A Cloud Guru courses together.
This is what we do. This is what we live and breathe, and we're here to be your guide.
It's not us, they, or Legacy LA, Legacy ACG. Like, we are just all one team.